Are you gonna bark all day, little doggy? Are you gonna bite? Don't mess with the guy in the suit. Reservoir Dogs. This is making me hot. That's better. Actually, I'm gonna get rid of this too. 2 seconds. In preparation for his latest film, Django Unchained, Century Theatres will be playing 2 of Tarantino's previous films. This is the first. The first time I saw this film was in late 2010 during my first semester of community college. It's one of those films that I've wanted to see for a while based on all the hype, but for some reason I just hadn't gotten to it. So when one of my classmates, who I was working on a film with, found out that I hadn't seen it, he went ballistic, to say the least, and told me that I should see it immediately. He said every independent filmmaker should see it whether they like gross out scenes or not. So I did. I got it from Netflix, I sat down and I watched it. I was extremely let down. I hated it, put simply. Didn't understand why in the world it was loved by so many, which could have been because at the time I didn't watch that many independent films and primarily stuck with big budget films like The Dark Knight. So while I could in a way appreciate it, I didn't really fully understand what one went through to get a film made when they didn't have a big ass budget to lean on. So when I found out that they were re-releasing it for one night only, I figured I'd go and see it because it's one of those rare films where I was ready and willing to give it a second chance. I wasn't going to force myself to like it, but I figured now that I've seen more of his work, I'd understand it more, you know, why it's so beloved. And while I didn't love it, I did enjoy it. It's got a golden cast considering how much it was made for. Tarantino's script at times goes into killing them softly territory where it's really just there to add screen time and doesn't really add much to the story. Some will find it entertaining and some people did find it entertaining, but for me it's kind of like, can we just get to the chase? I understand that this dialogue does kind of sort of get us help to know the characters, but when most of them get killed off it just kind of seems pointless. If one did not know any better, they might say it was based off of a stage play because, you know, a lot of the film kind of takes place in this one area, but because it's a film, you know, they could shoot outside, you know, the beauty of it being a film. Then again, I'm not sure Tarantino would ever want to do that, you know, adapt the stage play. I don't know, that doesn't really seem like his thing. One thing that's always bugged me about the film, and most, I guess, would argue that this is what makes it so great, is the fact that the heist that went down is never shown. And the first time I saw it, my major beef with the film was that it was more tell than show, which is the opposite of what film is meant to be. And after seeing it for a second time, that is true to an extent. We see how some of the characters get involved in the heist via flashbacks, and then we see the aftermath and all that shit. Structurally speaking, the film is a bit like that TV show Lost, which everyone is obsessed with, minus myself. As certain events unfold and information is revealed, we take time out of the main story, I guess, to get to know these Reservoir Dogs. And to some people that approach is attractive, while to others it's just plain stupid. It works for and against the film in my opinion. The ending is a bit of a mixture of this is what happens, plain and simple, and make it up yourself. I'm sure fans have gotten into arguments over this time and time again, but I don't see the need to. So while I don't love the film personally, I would recommend seeing it if you are a lover of independent films and if you are one yourself, especially if you are one yourself. And before I wrap this review up, here are a couple of fun facts I found on IMDb. Filmed in 35 days, the budget reached $1.5 million thanks to Harvey Keitel's involvement, contains 272 uses of the F word, voted best independent film ever by Empire magazine, also voted most influential film in the past 15 years by Empire. So yeah, this movie's big, despite being small. I give Reservoir Dogs 3 out of 5 stars. Thanks for watching, guys.